Welcome everyone to the council plan discussion. I'd like to commence by acknowledging that this meeting is being held on the lands of the Watchabola, Cardwa, Jali, Werribee and Juppawalk nations as traditional owners of country. We recognise the important ongoing role that Indigenous people have in our community and pay our respects to the elders past and present. I'll now hand over to our CEO, Monica Rebel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Ismay. Before we start today, I'll just talk through some housekeeping around how the panel will run. This is our first time working through this format, so we do apologise in advance if there are any technical difficulties. Participant cameras and microphones are off, but we do have a Q&A, which is open for business. I'll talk through how to use the Q&A in a moment, and we'll encourage you to use this function throughout the presentation for you to submit questions or comments, and we'll either respond in the chat or during the presentation when we reach Q&A section. The session is being recorded and will be published on Council's YouTube channel. We have an explainer on how the Q&A works here on the screen now. So if you're viewing us tonight from your phone, on the left-hand side, you'll see what looks like a phone screen. If you click on the three dots down the bottom and then on Q&A, and you can add your questions. If you're watching us this evening on a computer, on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a Q&A button up the top. If you click on the Q&A, and then you can type your questions. We will be monitoring the Q&A during the meeting, and we'll have time at the end for answering any questions. We're here tonight to present the council plan. So this is the key strategic document for council. Its aim is is to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and have time-bound goals that Hindmarsh aims to achieve over the next 4 years from 2025 until 2029. The council plan has 4 pillars. 1, our community. 2, built and natural environment. 3, competitive and innovative economy. And 4, good governance. The council plan also contains the Municipal Health and Wellbeing Plan, which is a requirement under the Act, along with our advocacy priorities for the 4 years. Councillors will talk through the pillars and the content of the plan and what our goals and priorities will be for the next 4 years. I'll now introduce, and each year we'll have an annual action plan. So currently out for consultation, we have our 4-year council plan and our action plan with the 25-26 draft actions in there for consideration. Each year we'll take the time to review the actions for the coming year, which will work with the community and with our deliberative panel. I'll now introduce our councillors that are joining us here this evening, and the councillors will talk through the main components of the council plan. For our Mayor for 2024-2025, Councillor Ron Ismay, who represents West Ward. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Chan Oy, representing East Ward. James Barry, representing East Ward. Rosie Barker, representing West Ward. Tony Clark, representing North Ward, and Roger Aitken, representing North Ward. So how did we get here today? To get us to the point that we're at today, earlier in the year, we undertook a reasonable amount of consultation. There was a survey where we had 75 people provide feedback. We held listening sessions earlier in the year across the Shire to hear what was important to our community and the issues that they are facing. And we also appointed a deliberative panel known as a community panel. 16 community members from across the Shire came together to join the deliberative panel. They met with an external facilitator where they developed key strategies which can be viewed on page 6 of the council plan, and this is titled Plan on a Page. I'll now hand over to Deputy Mayor Councillor Chan Oy to talk through the mission, values and vision.
Thanks, Monica. In the new council plan, we reviewed the vision, values and mission to make sure it aligned with the direction of our community wants to move in. A lot of the ideas for the council plan talked about innovation and relationships, communication and growth. So our vision is working together to welcome new possibilities and create vibrant towns, connected communities and opportunities for all. This was drafted by the community panel and we ended up keeping it as they originally suggested. So our mission is to be leaders in creating positive change, a safe environment where everyone feels heard and appreciated, inclusive in consultation. We value engaging with, listening to and meeting people where they are at, doing the best we can with the people and funding that we have, showing respect and embracing diversity, taking pride in our community and achievements, being bold, creative and ambitious. So together, the vision, values and mission will underpin everything we do over the next 4 years, not just to delivering the council plan, but our decision-making and interaction with the community. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Oy. I'll now hand over to Councillor Barker, who will talk through theme 1, which is our community.
Thank you. So the Our Community theme is about you, the people that live in, visit and love Hindmarsh Shire. Our goals and priorities set out how we're going to support our community. So to be active, healthy and connected, that means supporting both physical and mental well-being by providing accessible spaces like parks, playgrounds and facilities where people can meet, libraries, public halls, community centres, offering programs for people of all ages and abilities, and hosting events that bring us together. Whether it's a cuppa connections, a youth workshop or a community barbecue, it's about creating opportunities to connect and look out for one another. Building confidence through connection in fun ways, building wellness. To create towns that are inclusive, welcoming and growing. We want to be a region that that's welcoming and inclusive, where diversity is embraced and newcomers feel right at home. That includes attracting new residents, investing in town planning and creating spaces that are livable and sustainable. Focusing on all age demographics from birth to elderly. We all matter after all. We're also working to strengthen the ties between our towns through shared events and regional goals. To access services when and where we need them, we'll be actively working with regional partners to improve access to things like healthcare, childcare, transport and digital services. We're also exploring flexible, innovative ways to deliver these services, and we're listening closely to community feedback to make sure planning is driven by your real everyday needs, bringing us together, building a healthy, physically, emotionally and mentally well community. We're all important.
Thank you, Councillor Barker. For those that have just joined us, I will just let you know, if you have any questions this evening, if you have a look on your screen, you'll have a Q&A section. If you'd like to put your questions into the Q&A, we will answer them at the end of the presentation. Thank you. I'll now hand over to Councillor Barry to talk through theme 2, which is built and natural environment.
Thank you, Monica. The theme built a natural environment is all about our roads, our infrastructure, our buildings, our housings and our public facilities, as well as our natural assets, parks, bushland, flora and fauna. Our goals and priorities set out how we're going to do it. We're going to maintain infrastructure so it supports livability and resilience. Our infrastructure is key to supporting a healthy, livable and resilient region. We are investing in roads, drainage and public facilities to meet today's needs, and we're planning. This includes a strong focus on maintenance that supports our farming communities, townships and local industries. We're also taking climate resilience seriously, ensuring our infrastructure can withstand future risks and changing conditions. Care for and connect with our natural environment will be continuing to provide access to nature through walking and cycling trails, keeping our recreational spaces beautiful and safe, and encourage environmental tourism and community stewardship. We're also actively managing invasive weeds and wild animals on council land to protect biodiversity and maintain ecological balance. Support development enhances needs-based growth. We're engaging with developers, community members, and traditional owners to shape inclusive, sustainable growth. This includes enabling more flexible, affordable housing options and upgrading essential infrastructures to support new homes and population changes.
Thank you, Councillor. Theme 3 in our council plan is competitive and innovative economy. I'll now hand over to Councillor Aitken, who will speak through this theme.
Thanks, Monica. Competitive and innovative economy themes is about how we can support economy growth for business, residents and council. Our goal and priorities set out how we are going to go. Support local business and help them grow, make it easier to do business here by reducing red tape and simplifying planning and approval processes. We also support local procurement, encourage stronger networks between small business so they not just surviving but grow together. We're fostering a culture and innovation and partnership where new ideas are welcome. Attract investment that allies with the community values. We want Hindmarsh to be a region of choice, a place where industry that reflects our identity and can grow and provide meaningful local employment. We're actively promoting our region's strengths, employing and joint ventures and investments, and support development that enhances the unique characteristics of our towns and area. Advocate and support delivers innovation of industry. We are advocating for diverse and innovative industries, including social enterprise and community-driven projects. To bring long-term benefits, we're looking at ways to spark collaboration across industry, attract philosophic support, and lead positive change. We also proudly showcase our local history and culture to enhance tourism and create deeper, rich visitor experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Aitken. Theme 4 in our council plan is good governance and financial sustainability. I'll hand over to Councillor Clark to talk about this theme.
Thank you, Monica. Good governance, financial sustainability, hugely important. The theme is about transparency, good decision making and responsible management of resources. In layman's terms, we're going to make some great decisions, get best bang for your buck. We're going to show you how we're going to do it, and we're going to do it as part of the way by taking great management of our resources. Our goals and priorities set out how we're going to do this. We're going to be transparent, as I said. Responsive organisation means keeping our community informed, being clear about the decisions we make, and always follow through on what we say and do. I'm sure everyone's seen our newsletters, online, Facebook pages, etc. That's part of the way we're doing it. We're working to provide regular updates in language everyone can understand. Improve and follow up our systems and respond faster and more effectively to your questions and concerns. Have have your say. We're getting back to you better and quicker as we can. We're working hard on it. Engage our community with respect and openness. We're focused on connecting with our community in meaningful ways by getting out and in amongst us, listening with respect, valuing your personal interactions, and being present where people are, whether that's at events in community spaces or online. We're also investing in building the skills and capacity of our staff and councillors to ensure every conversation reflects openness and care. And we're using a range of communication channels to reach people of all ages, including older people like myself, backgrounds and needs. We're managing our resources responsibly and strategically. We're not going to put a grader down all the way up north to fix one little road and then drive it all the way back down south. It's just not cost effective. This means we're exploring new ways to generate revenue as well beyond rates. Things are tight. We're trying to make the best we can, ensuring every dollar we spend aligns with community priorities. Just as importantly, we're committed to reporting back clearly, and so you can see not only where your money's going, but the real value it's delivering to your community and why we're doing what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Clark. Also contained within our council plan for the first time are council's advocacy priorities. We think it's important that the community know what council is advocating for on their behalf. So I'm now going to hand over to Councillor Ismay to talk through the advocacy priorities within the council plan.
Thank you, Monica. The draft council plan provides a list of things that are important to the community, but outside of council's direct control. We're committing to advocate for these things through the 2025 to 2029 years, and we're already dedicated ourselves to meeting and building relationships with representatives from government as well as private businesses and other stakeholders and groups, so that we are asking the right people at the right time for the things that matter to you. And all us 6 councils around the table are advocates for the things that we need whenever we're meeting with public servants or government ministers or any organisations. So sport and recreation reserves and facilities that meet community needs, improved and protected rail networks and crossings, safer local roads as well. We want to get our grain onto rail where we can, and we're working on some of those projects, and also have better roads. Our roads are certainly a big issue wherever, whenever we go anywhere. Roads are sort of number one priority, and also better public amenities and affordable and appropriate services for children and parents, to name a few. We know that like the Emergency Services Volunteer Fund, things will come up that the community needs council to advocate for on their behalf. We're committed to doing what we can to ensure the best outcomes for everyone in the Hindmarsh Shire. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ismay. Also contained within our council plan are our health and wellbeing priorities. So I'm going to hand over to Councillor Barker to talk through the priorities.
Thank you, Monica. So part of our council plan is our municipal public health and wellbeing plan. While there are goals and priorities in the council plan that relate to health and wellbeing, we've also got a specific list of our priorities that relate to public health. We're taking a strong stand on gender equality and the prevention of family violence. This isn't just a government responsibility, it's a whole of community effort. We're working together with service providers, local organisations and residents to promote respectful relationships, raise awareness and ensure early intervention. Our goal is simple: to create a culture where everyone, regardless of age, gender, background or circumstance, is treated with dignity, respect and fairness. At the heart of community well-being is movement and connection. We're making sure that everyone, young and old, has safe, affordable and welcoming ways to be active, whether it's through local walking and cycling paths or simply enjoying our beautiful open spaces and parks. Encouraging active transport and outdoor activities keeps us healthy and connected to one another. We're about to start working on our sport and recreation strategy. So make sure you look out for ways you have provide your input and ideas into this so we can be more active and healthy generally in our community in the lots of different ways that we already have so many different sports and activities as well. Tell us what you want. We also believe that inclusion is more than a goal, it's a practice. We're working to ensure everyone in Hindmarsh feels they belong, that they are connected to others and have access to the resources and opportunities that let them participate fully in community life. And finally, food is a basic right, not a privilege. We want to ensure everyone has access to fresh, healthy, affordable and culturally appropriate food close to home. That means more education around healthy eating and more support for our community gardens, food swaps and local food networks. We live in a fantastic shire that's stronger together. I'm personally excited that the health and wellbeing aspect is now part of our council plan, so it can be reviewed each year and built on by engaging and collaborating with everyone in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Barker. We've now reached the Q&A section of our presentation. At the moment, we don't have any questions in the chat. So we'll just move on to the next slide, where to from here, and we'll allow anyone online the opportunity to pop any questions they may have in the chat. Looks like we do have a slight delay. So we do have a question. If you can just pop your question in the chat, then we'll be able to answer it. So where to from here? We'll just wait for the question to be popped into the Q&A section and then we'll read it out for answering. So from here, we are also holding councillor and CEO drop-in sessions. We'll be in Jeparrot and Rainbow on Monday, the 18th of August, 11 a.m. until 12 noon at the Jeparrot Library and Customer Service Centre, 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. at the Rainbow Library and Customer Service Centre. On Tuesday the 19th, we'll be at the Dimbulla Library and Customer Service Centre from 3 p.m. And on Thursday the 21st, we'll be at the Newell Library from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. Would really encourage the community to pop in and have a chat, discuss our council plan with our councillors present, and any operational matters that you may want to chat to the CEO about as well. We currently have the Have Your Say questionnaire out around our council plan. We'd encourage you to take the time to read the full plan and to provide feedback into the council plan so that the councillors can reflect any changes that you think are necessary prior to adopting. So we do have a question around the advocacy priorities. So the question is that I appreciate seeing the advocacy priorities added to the plan. Curious to know how these are decided. Are they displayed in priority order? So I'm happy to answer that question. So we receive a lot of feedback throughout the year from our community on what is important to them. This can be through our town advisory committee meetings. It can be through councillors talking with community members. It could be through CEO drop-in sessions. It could be from people coming to speak to council during a briefing session as well. They are not listed in priority order within the council plan. We do also have a short, sharp document that we provide to any ministers that visit council, and that has one key priority from each town contained within the document. So for Neil, the key priority is the new community facilities at Davis Park. For Japarrit, the key priority for advocacy is around a new weir. For Dimboola, the key priority is for the master plan to be completed at the Dimboola Recreation Reserve, which will then feed into further priorities that fall out of that plan. And also the Dimboola swimming pool was a priority, but fortunately we have now received funding to undertake much needed works there. And for, who have I missed? Rainbow, the priority is to update the Mecca public amenities to make them more user-friendly, all abilities accessible, and to also have a ramp that you can access the supper room at the Mecca from the front rather than having to go around to the rear of the building. Okay, so we also have another question around inclusion for people with disability. So there's very little mention of disability and the health and wellbeing priorities. How can those with disabilities access outdoor areas and sports in current states? Where is the option for us as disabled people to access sports, as we can hardly access some of the facilities at the moment, including accessible bathrooms? There's also a few parking spots that are accessible, particularly around Rainbow. I would strongly encourage you to complete our current sport and recreation strategy survey that we have out. We are really keen to hear from people what are the barriers to participating in sport. But we also can have a look prior to adopting the council plan around how we might be able to strengthen all abilities access within the public health and wellbeing component of the council plan. And we'll also, in this year's budget, we do have funding to reseal Federal Street, and we will be looking at suitable car parking in locations so that people with disabilities can access key businesses within Rainbow. So there's no further questions at this stage. Would any councillors like to add to anything?
Also, Monica, with the swimming pool in Dimboola, that's going to be modified to make it more accessible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the works that will happen at the Dimboola swimming pool will enable all abilities access into the pool. During the term of our previous council plan, we also installed lifts into the pools in Rainbow and in Dimboola so that we could assist people to access the swimming pool. Does council need to undertake a disability and access inclusion plan? We have incorporated the disability access and inclusion plan within the council plan, but we will have a look at how we can strengthen some of the activities that we undertake in relation to disability access and inclusion.
I think, in fact, Monica, with any activities and events that our council plans and is engaged with, I think we will be, it'll be a priority to look at all aspects of abilities that may be in attendance, and that includes, all abilities. It can be, women with children in prams, up to, elderly people in walking sticks and frames, and people who have ability challenges as well. So I think each time we're making those arrangements for any event and potentially for any sporting activity as well, to make sure that we as council may be involved, to be taking that into account. We're putting that into our plan specifically is a really good idea.
Yes, and we ensure that any of our major youth activities, we have transport available, so that if an activity is being held in Dimboola, for example, that any of our youth from across the Shire are able to access and attend that event. And that's just a business as usual activity that we've now incorporated into any freezer or engage function that we do organise. There's no further questions at this stage. Was there anything further the councillors would like to add to tonight's presentation?
Well, I think I'm excited about all the different innovations potentially coming out. So we'll actually look into that, whether it be housing, business, or other elements. So I think that's what I'm excited about the 4-year plan here for me.
Thank you. So we just have a comment in the Q&A. Thank you for speaking to the main themes of the council plan. The social media coverage has been beneficial too. Thank you for your feedback. We are trying to make sure that we communicate with the community. There'll be information in our newsletters and on our social media channels. We encourage you to have a look at our website as well. We have the new Have Your Say page on our website, where you're able to access all consultation that council has out, but you can also keep track of how your feedback has made changes or been considered by council in relation to adopting any plans or policies that they may be considering. So if we don't have any further questions in the chat, thank you everybody for joining us here this evening. Thank you, councillors.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the public for listening to us.
I'd also just like to add that, as was said at the beginning, that we have these plans split into each year so that we're able to collaborate and engage with you so we can know what changes may need to be made or added to the following years of this 5-year plan. So yeah, I think that's exciting to be able to adapt as we go through our time together. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for watching.